You say you are a superstar and have no fear. Hey, it's Shook D here. This was supposed to be a different kind of promo. It was supposed to be a celebration, you know. Strong Style Wrestling Match of the Year. Me and Remy tore the house down, literally. If it was a chair, we threw it, we swung it. If it was a table, we broke it. If it was a fist, we threw it. Thanksgiving Throwdown, we went at each other, and the Strong Style Nation picked us as the best match of the year out of everything they could have. And I appreciate you for that. And tonight was supposed to be my celebration. I was going to step out. I was going to show up to show out. I had the finest non-alcoholic beverage I could get my hands on. And tonight was going to be a good night. And then I got a phone call from the Strong Style office. And once I got it, I had to sit down. This wasn't even a thing anymore. Strong Style Wrestling on January the 10th, defining moment, is going to crown their first champion. All you got to do, win your match, you go on to Strong Style Survival, and the winner of that becomes the first champ. Cool. I've been through the worst, and I'm ready for it. But then I found out who my opponent was. Chris Hero. Let's think about that for a second. Let that name sink in for a second. Chris Hero. World traveled. Japan, PWG, ROH, IWA Mid-South, Europe. Places I'll never be, titles I'll never win. He's done it. And they put him across the ring from me. This is a man I grew up watching, idolizing. And then you think about it for a second, and you think about all the times that you've been in a locker room with Chris Hero and he said hi and you've made small talk, but you've never been cool enough to sit at the table with him, you know? Because Sugar Dunkerton's greatest claim to fame was, I believe I can fly spot at the ECW arena. I'm the guy that's always also appearing on the card. I'm the guy that can have his match cut if things go too long, you know? I'm never the star. And something feels so different about this match. Because for a change, I look at that poster at Defining Moment, and it's not just Chris Hero's face that's front and center, it's mine, right next to him. And that tells me something. For the first time in 12 years, somewhere looks at me as a commodity. Somebody looks at me as somebody that can stand toe-to-toe across the ring from the Knockout Kid. Excuse me, the Knockout Artist, that's what he's calling himself nowadays. Chris, you've done everything there is to do. There's not a title you haven't won that you set your sights on, but I'll tell you this. January the 10th, this is one title you will not have. If it means you beating me to get to it, that is a day that is never. I can't let you do it, Chris. I'm tired of not being able to sit at the cool kids table whenever you come around because I'm not traveled enough or I haven't won enough tournaments. I've waited 12 years for a moment like this. For once, not just for the people, but for myself, I'm going to believe I'm good enough. I'm going to believe I'm good enough to beat you. And I'm going to do a little bit more than believe. I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat Chris Hero. And I'm going to become the first ever Strong Style Wrestling Champion. If you want to beat me, you're going to have to knock out more than a man. You're going to have to knock out a movement. And I don't think you've got it in you. Look at me, Chris. Look at me. You're not the only star in that ring. I will outshine you. I have to. That's my defining moment.